At this moment, I'm trying to start sourcing books using Zen Arbitrage. Then I want to expand to other models that you mentioned in your course, such as 888 lots and wholesale sourcing. I just got this email from Amazon Seller Central, and I got the email too, okay? Everybody did. So they said, "Dear seller," and just to recap, this is the email in red. This is the email that Amazon is sending everybody, right? So it's going to be different, and it's going to be the same, but slightly different with a different number based on your inventory performance index and your seller metrics, right? So it says, "Dear seller, we are working to manage inventory performance to ensure all products have space available during peak. To enable this, we are changing the IPI, or Inventory Performance Index, right, threshold requirement to 500 now." So that's the change, okay? Now it's 500. So sellers below that 500 IPI will be subject to limits, okay, effective August 16th, 2020 through the end of the year, okay? And the reason that they're doing that is they basically want to make sure that they have warehouse space for the sellers that are selling very, very well and moving a lot of products towards the end of the year in Q4, but they're just kind of getting ahead of it right now to put those plans and those policies in place so that they can basically sell more and be more efficient during, Q4 and Christmas and stuff like that and Black Friday, right? It's a business decision. It makes a lot of sense, okay? So it says your IPI is 356. Because your IPI score is under 500, you are subject to volume limits from August 16th, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. So from August 16th to the end of the year is when you basically need to adhere to those limits, and we'll touch on them here in a second, okay? To see your potential next period storage limits, go to the Inventory Performance Dashboard and expand your storage monitor. You have 4 weeks to improve your score to avoid these limits. If your IPI score is still less than 500 during week 33, which is basically the week of August 10th, so a little bit before that August 15th deadline, or August 16th deadline, then storage limits on your specific seller account and what you can ship into FBA will be in effect then, okay? So people are asking this question a lot because they're kind of freaking out, being like, does that mean I can't send, any more products into FBA? Does that mean Amazon's limiting my ability to ship products into FBA because, I'm not doing a good job? Or maybe I can't, go out and source wholesale products or liquidation products or book products or literally anything, right? Retail products from retail websites. And so, yeah, you're getting a limitation, but honestly, it's not gonna affect you as much as you think, okay? They're basically just putting a limitation to, basically before you could ship a lot of things in, now they're just slightly kind of, tailoring that back a little bit so that you can only ship, still a lot, but not like an excessive amount of a lot, right? So you don't really need to worry about that for 99.9% of people whose inventory performance index is not above 500. You really won't have to worry about that anyway, because chances are you're not shipping enough units to really hit that excess limit anyway, okay? Now, if you are, that's totally fine. So I kind of want to touch on my answer, and I'll read it really briefly here of what I said to them. So, to recap, let me finish his question. He said, "Do you have an idea on what this means? Does this affect our ability to send in books beyond that, right? As of now, he's waiting for 100 books to come in, and then he needs his shipment to send them into FBA. If all goes well, he doesn't know what will happen after that." And he's basically asking a bunch of questions on that. So basically he's assuming that, or he's worried that he's not allowed to send those 100 books into FBA because of the potential storage limits on his account, okay? But really all it means is that Amazon's warehouses are undergoing new storage policies due to Q4 and toward the end of the year so that they can sell more and make more money, okay? So basically what you want to do is you want to check your inventory, and you want to go to Inventory in Seller Central and then Inventory Planning, and then from there you can basically look at the inventory that you're allowed to send in and how much Amazon is willing to store for you based on your seller metrics, okay? And they even reference it in the email. They literally tell you to see your potential next period storage limits, go to your Inventory Performance Dashboard, okay? And that's exactly how you can get there. You can go to Inventory in Seller Central, click that tab down. Then you want to click the Inventory Planning tab, and from there you can literally click around and see exactly what you're allowed to send in. You'll see if you're hitting your storage limits, if you're even close, if you have any storage limits in excess. So I think it's, if I pull it up really fast, you can literally see in your dashboard, you can see excess units, and currently I have 0 SKUs in excess. Now, it really shouldn't affect that many people. It's really just a warning to let people know that they're going to start charging more for sellers that have excess inventory in FBA warehouses if their metrics fall below that 500 IPI score, okay? And just to recap, that is Inventory Performance Index, and you can see all this stuff and all your metrics and what you're allowed to ship into FBA in the back end of your Seller Central, okay? So just make sure you're cognizant of those numbers and you're, staying below your limits, and it won't affect 99.9% of you. It's really kind of just a warning email. Amazon always sends out these like policy emails. It's like, hey, we're updating our policy, or hey, we're doing this now. And 99.9% of them really won't affect you that much. So it's really not much to worry about.